Good morning. What's good? I hope everyone is well. I hope you're enjoying the day. There's lots of news, lots of different things coming about, lots of different reports going on, some good, some bad, some indifferent, guys. What are your thoughts? Let me know what you're thinking. It's your boy, Mark, an MUFC fan, and you know what it is. It's the daily update, Man United news, and of course, some of my views as well. And let's hear what you guys are thinking because there's lots of information coming out right now. As you know, there are a couple deals that are pretty much almost done, waiting for official announcements. There's some deals that have been accepted and some deals that are being prepared, as well as some complications with some deals that we should be seeing done as well. It's going to be very interesting. Let's get into this right now. Big up to yourselves, guys. Smash the likes and subscribe. You know what it is. Road to 300 subs. But my friends keep telling me, let's go for 1K. Let's get to monetization. Guys, will you help me? Come on, guys. It's gonna be easy. Just smash those likes. It's free. You know what I mean? Share it around. If you haven't subscribed, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can see when I'm live again. Let's get right into the show and let's start it off quickly. Guys, let's get into this story. I'm going to keep the stories coming pretty quickly this morning, but I will take a break in between them so we can discuss them. Let's know what you're thinking. Don't forget to drop your comments because it's more important to find out what your thoughts are because it's all about you guys. You know what I'm saying? Big up to you, Jarwick. What's good, my brother? The reports are going to be crazy this morning in some instances, but in some instances, good news. Let's start with one of these reports with Lenny Euro. I know a lot of you guys we're seeing some fake account that said Euro Lenny saying, I don't want you at Man United. But guess what? The real Lenny Euro is saying that's not true. And you know what? He comes out and after this is his first sentence or speaking on the issue since Lille accepts the offer. Manchester United bid had been accepted for Lille teenager Lenny Euro on Tuesday. It comes at a time when United appear to be pushing to sign 3 new centre-backs, including Matthijs de Ligt and Jared Brantwaite. Of course, the latter is probably going to be the most experienced, and the former is one that is almost done. And of course, Lenny Euro has called out the fake X account, formerly known as Twitter, which claimed he was not interested in joining United. One account impersonating Euro tweeted, I don't want you, Manchester United. Leave me alone. Euro has since called the account out for spreading misinformation, responding, fake account. You guys are psycho. Signal or report this account, please. You know what I'm saying? And that's good. That's good news, guys, because it shows that, he has, even if he might want or prefer Real Madrid, he still has the decency to have some, cordiality about the Manchester United links and show respect. It's not about saying that I'm better than United or I only want Madrid. It's about, I'm a person too, and I get to make my own choices and speak my own views. And whether or not he prefers Madrid, you know what I mean? He might be considering a United move, like I keep telling everyone. It's one of those things where it will be interesting to see where he ends up. This transfer is probably going to last a duration of 2 weeks. Lenny has some time to think about the offers that is on the table for him from United. He's probably hoping that Real Madrid might improve their offer, but if they don't, you might just see the young Frenchman coming to the Reds. This is the first time Euro has referenced a move to United, and it may be telling that he was quick to diminish the fake tweet, even though I don't think anybody was falling for it. United accelerated their interest in the French centre-back on Tuesday afternoon as Lille accepted their offer for the player. However, reports in Spain understand that Euro's preferred destination is Madrid, who are keen on the defender as well. The pressure on Madrid is to match United's offer, but they are thus far only willing to split the transfer fee up over upfront payments and add-ons. You can see why Lille or maybe Euro's agent might be pushing the player towards United. And then this is just a short brief, guys. let's keep it moving. Let's go on to some other more interesting stories that might be, good news. You know what I mean? I don't know how you guys might feel about this piece of information, but this one, for me, I think it's good news on a mutual consent, because in one of those things, it looks like Donny van der Beek is on the move, guys. Big up to you, Richard Hawkins. What's good? What's good? Yeah, man. Please subscribe and like the show. It helps the channel grow. You know what I mean? And it's free, guys. Big up to you guys coming in. Let's see what's going on with Donny van der Beek. As we know, the deal has been accepted. He's passed his medical yesterday, and he's already completing his moves to Girona. Now, guys, what's interesting about this deal is the prices, right? And a lot of people are complaining, but I want to explain it to you guys a little bit more. According to Fabrizio, the transfer agreement includes a 500K fixed fee plus several add-ons, potentially increasing to a total fee of 15 million euros. Now, we paid 35 million euros for this guy, but he hasn't had the best last 3 or 4 seasons. So it's been one of those things where, let's say we took a hit for 5 million each season that he did not progress, and that would take us somewhere in the region of 20 million. And if you minus that, we get 15 million back from this guy, depending on his achievable add-ons, which are very achievable. The first add-on that's very, very achievable is 10 games, and that's 5 million euros. And if he has good performances, like maybe he scores or gets an assist total anywhere more than 5 to 10, that's another 5 to 10 million euros again. So as you can see, guys, now Donny has not had good form, but I won't rule him out having a good time in Spain. The weather is nice. He's going to have a chance, a new start. It's a club that I think plays a style that would suit him, and there are some players that are moving on from that club that would give him some space to get some game time. Now, guys, let's get into the story. According to reports, Romano revealed the structure of the deal with the initial add-ons right into a fee of 4 to 5 million euros. Further performance-based incentives could bring the total value to 15 million. Van der Beek has agreed to a contract at Girona until 2028, with United securing a sell-on clause as part of the transfer terms. Now, this sell-on clause also makes this rise even more than 15 million euros. If he was to be sold, let's say in the next season or 2 seasons for 30 million euros, we're going to get something like 10 guys. So that's another 10 million onto the possible 15 million that we could be getting. So that's 25. Now, that's a possible achievement in the future, but right now, this also marks the end of Van der Beek's challenging spell at Old Trafford, and for the player, it has to be a good deal. You know what I'm saying? He wants to get game time. We want to get the player game time. People might say we've done him a disservice. At the same time, when you come to United or you go to a football club, it's the onus is on you to perform, to prove your worth, because you're getting paid a salary as per your contract. So definitely all parties know what's the risks involved. And since joining the Red Devils in 2020, the midfielder struggled to secure first-team football regularly under multiple managers. The transfer to Girona presents an opportunity for him to revive his career in La Liga. He will be hoping to find more consistent playing time and showcase his talents. For United, offloading Van der Beek helps in balancing and creating space for potential new signings. Guys, this 500,000 initial payment practically covers the wages of Rabiot. If you understand what I'm saying, where I'm going with this, right? And then if you understand that there's also a potential for a move for a player from Girona, as we're creating a new network with them, a linkage between the two clubs where we're discussing and we're getting into transfers, it's going to be easier to negotiate business with them in the future, right? So in the inclusion of the sell-on clause also ensures that United would benefit from any future transfers involving him. As the Dutchman prepares for a fresh start in Spain, fans will watch closely to see if the once promising talent can rediscover his form and fulfill his potential at Girona. Now, guys, he's going to be also playing in the Champions League this season with Girona. They also have the Spanish Copa. There's going to be lots of opportunities for him to get some game time. So hopefully he lands some games and he gets maybe 1 or 2 games in the Champions League. Because if he can muster that, it bodes well for Man United as well as it helps him. And I would like to see him do well. You know what I'm saying? And United are also looking at Manuel Ugarte, guys. So this deal presents an opportunity for United not only, right, guys, to create a new network in talks with Girona, but it also gives us the opportunity to move forward with purchases in the midfield because now room has been created. There's also reports that we might be seeing Scott McTominay out the door as well soon, and that might mean another midfielder will be coming in. And as you know, you've been hearing reports about Casemiro possibly going to Saudi Arabia. So, we might be getting a third midfielder. There's very interesting stuff happening because, as I keep telling you guys, there's also going to be a supplementary opportunity for young players coming in. And as I did the stream yesterday, guys, you remember yesterday afternoon, I introduced you to some of those young players. Well, I have 3 more young players to introduce you to today. But first, let's talk about the reports on Manuel Ugarte, guys, because it's getting really interesting what's happening. And we are in for him, but there's some other clubs that are starting to show interest. Is it going to be possible for us to land this deal? As we know, this deal is very close, and Manuel Ugarte already is interested in a move to Manchester United. Big up to you, GB. I hope you're well. What's good, my brother? You know what I mean? The Trini clock is working properly with those batteries that you send, my bro. Maybe I needed to mix the Italian batteries with the Trini clock. You know what I'm saying, my bro? But big up, big up. So let's get into this story because Barcelona is showing some interest in our target, Manuel Ugarte. And the Red Devils, we have been busy so far on this transfer window and are currently in active negotiation with numerous players, including Joshua Zirkzee, Matthijs de Ligt, Lenny Yoro, and Jared Brantwaite, because there's rumors of a third bid going in for Brantwaite. United also hopes to strengthen their midfield department as the future players of the like of Casemiro, Christian Eriksen, Scott McTominay, and Soufiane Amrabat are all still undecided. One midfielder who has been heavily linked to us to Manchester is the Uruguay international Manuel Ugarte, and reports last night say that United and Paris Saint-Germain are edging closer to agreeing a deal for the player. However, the Catalan outlet Mundo Deportivo reported that one of FC Barcelona's priorities is the transfer market is the rival of a midfielder, and Ugarte could be that potential option. Nonetheless, a familiar story these days, the paper is unsure whether or not the La Liga giants can afford to get involved in the bidding. It seemed difficult for Barca to enter the bid for Ugarte. PSG paid 60 million euros for the player last summer to sign him from Sporting, and if the French let the midfielder go, it would be for a higher amount. Other reports suggested that it may not take as much to sign the player, as it has been reported elsewhere that United have already made a bid around 45 million euros for the defensive midfielder. Nonetheless, the point stands that these sorts of figures seem beyond Barca until they can sell one of their lucrative stars like Ronald Araujo or Rafinha. To add more layers of complexity, it has been suggested that the Portuguese press that United's pursuit of Ugarte may in fact aid Paris Saint-Germain in the pursuit of another midfield target that the Red Devils covered. Ojogo report that neither United or Paris Saint-Germain have been willing to meet Benfica's demands of 120 million euros for Joao Neves. But the sale of Ugarte could reinforce PSG's available to make a large offer. Interestingly, it stated that Benfica realized they may need to sell Neves due to the devaluation of the central defender Antonio Silva and a lack of interest in him around Europe, which had previously banked on to raise funds. Therefore, as Aguias may need to rethink their previous position on Neves and sell for a lower price, which could give United quite the dilemma on whether to continue to pursue Ugarte or go all out for their primary target, Neves, who they have already reportedly bid 70 million euros for. The paper also mentions that fellow Premier League side Manchester City and in fact Liverpool were added to this list of interested parties in Neves, which once more could force United into consider keeping the talented teenager out of the hands of their arch rivals, which is 100% for me. We need to do something like that. Now, guys, as I'm saying to you all, the bid is already in for Joao Neves, right? This last bid that has been in for Joao Neves has not been rejected at this point. It's still open to negotiation on the table. Now, I'm not going to say that we're going to go in for him and increase that bid. But what I'm going to say to you guys is that I hope we sign Ugarte first. I hope that Ugarte is the deal that we do quickly, because it's one of those things where, for me, we need someone with an engine like him in our midfield. We need it. It's not like we want it. We need it. We must. We must, guys. You know what I mean? We must. right? So in one instance, I know a lot of you might be thinking, "Oh, John Neves, it sounds like the better money or the better deal." For me, Ugarte is the better deal at the moment. You know what I'm saying? Richard is saying, "Look, United does not suit everyone. I remember the '70s Gary Birtles coming into our club. He was one of the top leagues, or he was playing for Nottingham Forest, but he came to United and couldn't score." Bro, I read something about that, but when I was younger, I read that in the paper, but I saw him once or twice, and yeah, I always heard people say, you know, yeah, it wasn't worth it. Brantwaite is overhyped and 35 million max. 100% Jarwick. Like, it's bro, I can't even begin to describe my displeasure with the fact that I'm hearing we're going to make a third bid. I bro, have never seen United fans so energized. Big up to you, bro. Jarwick saying he was on loan at PSV with Ruud van Nistelrooy as manager, and they didn't activate the 12 million buy option. How is he 75 mil a year later? United tax? Guys, you be thinking the same thing I be thinking sometimes, man. Diego Forlan too was another guy that came to United and flopped heavy, and some people still try to prop that option. Not me though. Guys, let's get into this other story, guys, because it's pretty interesting what's happening with Jadon Sancho at this moment. Manchester United may be softening their stance a little bit just to get the player out of the door, but pushing to sign. Juventus are interested in Man United Jadon Sancho. Juventus are pushing to sign the winger, according to reports. Man United are willing to part ways with Sancho, but are demanding 40 million euros to sanction his exit. Juventus are interested in signing the England international but need to sell to meet United's asking price. Sancho's career at United seems to be over after he effectively called Erik ten Hag a liar on social media. He deleted his post but refused to apologize to the Red Devils manager. Man United may have to lower their demand for Sancho. It might be challenging for any club to pay 40 million transfer fee and Sancho's substantial wages. He currently earns 195,000 a week at United with his contract running until 2026. Guys, but this is after it had faced a 70, I think it was a 8 like 100 and something $1,000 in depreciation based on the fact that we were out of the Champions League. Sancho's initial wages while in the Champions League were reported to be somewhere in the region of 380,000, which is very much not too shy of Marcus Rashford's 375k. I think it was something in the region of 330 or something. But Sancho was earning quite a lot of money at United, and however, his performances were left to be seen. The Italian giants may be patient in their pursuit of Sancho, given his fractured relationship with Ten Hag. With United extending the Dutchman's contract, the Sancho's departure from Old Trafford seems all but inevitable. The Englishman chose not to apologize and was sent on loan to Borussia Dortmund in the second half of the season. He had a mixed tenure with Bundesliga giants, tallying a 6-goal contribution in 21 outings for Dortmund. That's not really too good. Sancho had the golden opportunity to show his skills in the Champions League final, but he failed to impress. Juventus could also lure United with a swap deal involving Federico Chiesa. They could be willing to let him go, and given his contract expires next summer. The problem with Federico Chiesa, guys, is I don't think he's worth the money. I think this guy is not going to be effective in a more physical, quicker pace league. However, I could be wrong, but I watch him a lot for Italy because I'm a huge fan of the Italian national team, and I don't think he delivers on when the going gets tough. When he's needed and it's under the pressure to deliver, he flops. And that's just my opinion, guys. I could be wrong. You guys could probably have a different opinion, but I wouldn't touch this guy with a 10-foot pole. You know what I'm saying? The days of United get 100% GB, 100% GB. Big up to you, Will. What are you saying, Mr. Marseille? Might as well report Marseille transfers and have a croissant while you're at it. Maybe you should go have a croissant, bro. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying, bro? Like, don't even come in here to be like Mr. Marseille, bro. I'm a Man United fan. Regardless that I like a certain player or not, which I will be talking about shortly, that's not the issue, bro. You have your favorite players as well, my brother. So let's not go into that. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, guys, let's move on from that and let's bring some more information. to you guys, and I wanted to touch on this topic right before I touch on some other topics, because now I'm trying to keep it positive at the moment. You know what I mean? And it's very interesting, guys. There are reports coming out that Willie Kwambala, Manchester United youngster, has rejected a new contract proposal. Now, this reports it's possibly true, but it doesn't mean that he's not going to accept a deal in the future. Maybe there could just be a disagreement on wage structure, or maybe a disagreement on game time, or maybe he's waiting to see how the first 6 months of the season develop, and before he makes a decision on this. You know what I'm saying? So let's get into the story really quickly. Promising homegrown talent Willie Kwambala has turned down an offer to extend his contract with Manchester United, which currently runs until 2025. According to Sport 1, Christopher Mitchell, the young defender is attracting interest from clubs in the MLS France, the Bundesliga, and Spain, with Kwambala reportedly favoring a move to La Liga. Now, I don't know how true that is, but Kwambala, who has been in United since he joined from Sochaux in 2020, is seen as a future star. However, his reluctance to extend his stay at Old Trafford suggests he seeks new challenges and opportunities elsewhere. United fans are challenged of potentially losing a promising defender who has shown considerable development with the club's academy. Kwambala's performances have garnered attention and praise, making him a coveted prospect for several European clubs. Interest from La Liga clubs is particularly notable, as the Spanish league, known for its technical style of play, which could suit Kwambala's abilities. The young Frenchman might see this as an ideal environment to further hone his skills and gain valuable first-team experience. For United, the refusal to extend his contract means they might need to consider selling him before his current deal expires to avoid losing him on a free transfer. This scenario would enable the club to at least recoup some value from their investment in his development. As the transfer window progresses, United will need to navigate these inquiries and potentially negotiate a transfer that benefits both the club and the player. The coming weeks will be crucial to determining Kwambala's future and how United will manage his departure. Despite this development, it's well known that Kwambala holds a deep affection for United. This situation might simply reflect his agent exploring potential suitors or speculative paper talk. Fans will need to wait and see how this unfolds. Guys, I'm exactly thinking the same thing. Maybe it's something we just need to, think, just let it rest for a little while, see how it develops, because it might not be the actual case. It might just be a situation where he's not ready to negotiate, or you know what I mean. So it's not one of those things where you should be stressed out in this current moment. You know what I'm saying? Let's move on to some other developing news, and this definitely is the one that kind of disappoints me a lot in one instance, because I don't see the value in spending 40 million for this guy. I don't think he's worth it. I don't think it's the money is I don't think it's worth it, right? I'm going to be honest. This guy has played one season in PSV under new coach Ruud van Nistelrooy, and they had an option to buy him for 12 million pounds, and they did not. They sent him back to Everton. Now, 1 year later, after finishing 14th or 15th in the league, right, he's suddenly a 70 million pound player. Like, what is this? What reality are we talking about here? But let's get into the story, guys, because it's not just about my opinions. It is the news after all. Man United are not giving up on Jared Brantwaite despite 2 bids being rejected for this defender. A third proposal is expected to be put on the table, but it remains to see if Everton will sell their highly rated defender this summer. According to the Times, United prepared to pay Brantwaite $160,000 per week. But guys, let's not forget that Brantwaite was on $20,000 per week before this at Everton. This is a multiple of 8 on his salary, guys. You know what I mean? Initially, we offered him somewhere in the region of 100,000, and he refused. So we ended up increasing it even further. But surely Everton will lower their excessive valuation of the player, which stands up between 70 million and 80 million. Everton turned down a first offer from United last month. It fell considerably short of the valuation of Brantwaite, which is it was worth 35 million plus add-ons. The Toffees regard the 22-year-old player as a key part of their team, playing 35 games in the Premier League last season, although he was unlucky to miss out on a place in the England squad for Euro 2024. United's second bid was submitted earlier this week, and they're already planning a third offer. With Brantwaite already agreeing personal terms with United, it may be time for the centre-back to hand in a transfer request, especially if Everton turn down their third bid for their player. 100%. Now, guys, I know there some of you might like this player. I think he's a decent player, but I don't think he's one of the best or the top 20 of young players currently in Europe. There are a lot of young players who are talented just as much, left-footed as well, and will come as a much cheaper price. But this is a choice that the United executives are making, so we will have to see and hope that it will be fruitful, guys. And 100%. 100%. Yeah, 35 million is a little bit too much, guys. I think if we go up to 50 million plus add-ons and they rebuff that, I think it's a madness, bro. I would rather spend 40 million euros on Inacio, just like you, Jarwick. 40 million euros guaranteed. It's the guy's release clause. You know what I'm saying? But you know what? It's going to be interesting otherwise and see what we're going to do. You know, at the end of the day, the scouts and the executives, they like this guy for some reason. So it has to have some value in the reason because they know better than you and I. I'm just reporting on the news. And as much as my opinions might be mine, you know, they might have better stats and better information that says that, you know what, this guy is going to be what we need. 100%, bro. 100%, bro. 100%. Right? So let's get on to another report because there's some interesting developments. As you know, guys, we are definitely in the hunt for a new left back, and this might be one of the options. Man United and Arsenal are chasing a 25 million euro Turkish star. Who is he? And of course, I brought this information yesterday. Let's get a little bit more. And this is Ferdi Kadioglu. Manchester United reported aiming to bring a host of top players in the summer with their sights set on Arsenal target Ferdi Kadioglu. According to Team Talk, Manchester United need to completely overhaul their squad this summer so they can catch up with the likes of Manchester City, Arsenal, and Liverpool. And club chief Sir Jim Ratcliffe has already begun the process. The Red Devils are looking to offload several players and are interested in Kadioglu, a versatile left back from Fenerbahce. Kadioglu, 24, has attracted interest from Arsenal and other top clubs. His price is estimated between 21 and 25 million euros, making him a hot commodity in this transfer window. It's going to be interesting, guys. Looking at the key stats, Ferdi Kadioglu has made a name for himself with impressive stats both in the domestic league and on the international stage. Here are some key figures. Age, 24. Position, left back. Also capable of playing right back or central midfield. Appearances, 37 in the Superliga. 5 in the Conference League. 7 in UCL qualifiers. And 2 for Turkey in the 2023-24 season. Goals, 4. Super League. Assists, 3. Super League international appearances. Regular for Turkey's national team. And contributing significantly to their Euro 2024 campaign. As you can see him there. You know what I mean? Kadioglu's performance and metrics highlight the standout capabilities, especially when compared to young fullbacks outside of Europe's top league. According to FBREF scouting report, passes attempted 77.54% per 90. Right? In the 99th percentile, pass completion, 81%. And in the 83rd percentile, progressive passes, 8.53 per 90. In the 99th percentile, progressive carries 5.19 per 90. In the 99th percentile, tackles 3.29 per 90. In the 97th percentile, interceptions 1.61 per 90. In the 60th percentile, shot creating actions 2.7 per 90 and 90 in the 91st percentile. These statistics show that Kadioglu's ability to contribute both defensively and offensively make him a prime target for clubs looking to bolster their squad with a dynamic fullback. It's a limited sample size though, guys. So the likelihood of this is interesting. Ferdy Kadioglu's current market valuation is around 1 million euros as per TransferMARKT, with a contract that extends until June 2026 at Fenerbahce. His versatility and young age make him a valuable asset for any top club. And given Manchester United's and Arsenal interest, the competition for his signature will likely drive his market value up. While Arsenal have been heavily linked with the Turkish international, Manchester United's need for a squad overhaul makes them a serious contender. It's a massive leap for the player to the top of the Premier League. It's hard to see. But, you know, guys, it might be interesting to see if we do this deal. There have also been some reports that we have been very interested in getting in Miguel Gutierrez. Big up to you, Berber. What's good, my brother? I hope you are well. Morning, gents. You know what I'm saying? Smash the likes. Don't forget it, guys. It's free and it's easy. It helps the channel grow. And guys, you know, Ferdy Kadioglu is a very good option. I think it might be interesting. At 21 million euros, it's not a bad deal to do. It's going to be something or somewhere in the region where you will be possibly able to get, you know, even if it doesn't work out, you can still move him on for a relative fee. It won't be a huge loss, if you know what I'm saying. Berber, always, bro, happy. You know, I'm a little bit happy and a little bit sad at the same time. You know what I mean? And, you know, I'll get into that story that I'm a little bit sad about right now. Jarwick, yeah, only delight. 100%. This guy is gonna sign, bro. We're gonna get a few signings coming in. It's gonna be happening really soon. I know that the preseason is next. We're gonna be flying out to preseason next week. And you know what, guys? I won't be shocked if we have 3 new signings on the plane. 3 would be too much. Nah, bro. I think we're going to have 3 announcements, bro. I think it's going to be Xerxes, maybe even Lenny Euro and De Ligt. If not Lenny Euro, it might just be Ugarte because those deals are progressing really smooth, guys. I think it's going to happen. You know what I mean? They're playing down the reports at the moment. But, you know, let's talk about this, guys. I wanted to talk about this today. I didn't want to get too deep in it, guys, but you know what? It's been bothering me, man. Because at one instance, I respect the Manchester United have made their decision. They're going to sell the player. We can all respect that. It's 100%. You know what I mean? They're in negotiation with clubs. Clubs are coming in for the player. And now there's some reports that are coming in about this guy. That's, you know, I think, honestly, I'm a bit disappointed. I don't think the mayor should be getting involved and saying what he's saying. I just feel like it's a little bit too much. You know, at which point, you know, at some point I'm starting to think, what are we sending him and his family to France to possibly face violent attacks from fans and extremists? Because you know what I'm saying, he has a wife and a daughter now, and it's going to be insane. This guy going there and these sorts of things are coming out. It's like they're preparing to, you know, to be violent, to violently refuse this guy. For what reason, I don't know. It's just football. You know what I'm saying? Whatever happened, it was that he was 19 years old when this mistake happened. He is 22 now, guys. It's been 3 years. The complainant is his wife and the mother of his daughter, right? Let the guy move on with his life and play football. You know, he's leaving Manchester United. And for me, I think the fans who didn't want him back could, you know, they should be happy. But I even see some of them are celebrating the reports that the mayor tells League One giants not to sign him. It's like they want to ruin this guy's life completely. For what reason, I do not know. You know what I mean? And it's just really interesting that the mayor of Marseille has urged the club not to complete a move for the Manchester forward due to unspeakable allegations previously made against him. You know, Greenwood was arrested in January 22 on charges of attempted rape, assault, coercive control, and a series of images and audio clips emerged on social media. Well, it was one audio clip and it was one 30-second video clip. But you know how these journalists write these articles. They need to make it sound good. United have informed Greenwood, who has spent the last season loan, that he has no future at the club, and the deal to sell the striker to Marseille has been agreed. But City Mayor Benoit Payan has said that he will speak to Marseille's club president, Pablo Longoria, to urge him not to sign Greenwood because of his unacceptable actions. Greenwood's behavior is unspeakable, unacceptable, says Bayern. Hitting his partner and saw images deeply shocked me. Massacring I can't even read that, bro, because it's like an exaggeration of what this guy is saying. He said massacring his partner in this way is unworthy of a man, and I believe he cannot have a place in this team. Wow, that's interesting. The values of Marseille and the values of Olympique de Marseille are anything but that. It's anything but racism and anti-Semitism. It's anything but. Can you imagine violence against a woman? Did you realize that? As he claims and he played for Olympique de Marseille Greenwood, it's a disgrace. What? Wow. Anyway, let's not speak on the French players that all suffer from the same issues. You know what I mean? Because apparently, they forget those guys, but they just, on Greenwood at this moment. I will ask the president of Olympique de Marseille not to recruit Greenwood. I do not want my club to be covered in shame of someone who hits his partner. I do not want my club to be covered in the ashes of someone who hit his partner like that. It's unacceptable. I mean, this happened in 2022, guys. No, it happened in 2021. The actual incident happened in 2021. That's 3 years ago, guys. You know what I mean? Can you believe these reports, guys? It's almost as though they don't. There's no forgiveness in this world. There's no room for retribution. There's no room for redemption. Like, what is this? But big up for you guys, bro. I see Richard is saying I'm going to the Rangers game. That's gonna be amazing, my bro. That's gonna bro, 100%, bro. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. Like, it's pretty cool. I like to have you in the chats and stuff, but you gotta have some kind of common decency, bro. There's not just you in the chat, bro. You can't be. I understand your feelings, but 100%, bro. You need to kind of like tone it down a little, bro. You know what I mean? What that mayor is saying there is exaggerative and beyond. This guy was 19 years old when this happened. I hope a lot of you realize that. He's 22 right now, right? The person who these people are so bereaved for has forgiven him, has a daughter for him 2 years later after the situation, right? 2 years after the situation, she gives birth to a daughter for this young man. He's just trying to live his life. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things where I just feel like, guys, the player's moving on. Let's let him move on. You know what I mean? Let the guy live his life. Just let it go. You know what I mean? It's sad. 100%. What this mayor is acting like this guy is doing these things every single day. You know what I mean? Which is not the truth. And as much as some people might, concur with the mayor, I disagree with it. I think it happened. It was an instance, and it hasn't happened again. So to say things in that manner, like it's a reoccurring situation, I think that's a bit excessive. There has to be a point where you draw the line in the sand and move amicably. United go forward, MG carries on with his career. 100%, Berber. 100%, bro. Like, at some point, you got to draw everyone just has to move forward. Life is like that. We can't live in the past every single day. 100%. Bro, do you hear? When I read that, I was like, what? That's insane. You know what I mean? It's like the two things have nothing to do with each other. Even the racism bit, it has no point being there. Why are you adding these things in there to try to make it seem like you're being fair? Like, it's weird. But guys, come on, smash the likes. I'm just bringing some of the news and the reports to you. We already know that he's on his way out of the club. So it's not a plea to keep him at the club. It's just reports coming out that it could derail the deal and we might have to see him move on elsewhere. Lazio are still interested. Is really the point of that story, is to tell you guys that Napoli and Lazio are still very much interested in bringing him there. And there has been no reports that the mayor of Napoli or the mayor of Lazio do not want him at their clubs. So it's one of those things where, I think the best place for the youngster, the safest place for him and his family would be the best choice. Whether it be Ligue 1 or it be Italy, guys, it's going to be interesting where he goes. And hopefully, they could be a little bit more accepting and give him a chance to redeem himself. Because at the end of the day, life is always progressing. And of course, you make mistakes. Of course, some of them not as, detrimental as that mistake that this guy made. And, being a high profile person, he definitely can't be making mistakes like that. So we could all understand that he needs to, definitely work on his life. You know what I mean, guys? Big up to you, Jay United, coming in 100%. Big up to you. Hope you have a great day. Welcome to the show. And if you haven't missed it, Jay, I was talking about Lenny Euro earlier, denouncing the tweet that says that he does not want United, stay away, and that he said that tweet was someone psycho and crazy, and they should signal and report that account. I also gave some information that we will be going in for a third bid for Evertons Brantwaite. There's also some news about Jadon Sancho possibly going to Juventus, and the ultimatum set by Juventus for Chiesa. And is he going to take a pay cut, or is he going to leave on a transfer? That's yet to be seen, but they definitely want to get Jadon Sancho. There's also been a report that Willy Kwambala has refused the first opportunity of re-signing a new contract at Manchester United. So with his contract set to expire in 2025, there might be possibilities that we might either have to move him on or try to, win his favor back. You know what I mean? 100%, Burb. I couldn't say this better than myself. Nobody condemns what may have happened, but there's a point in getting angry about him. He's not our player anymore. 100%, guys. You know what I'm saying? Jarwick, any news on our privileged scapegoat? Well, yeah, Jarwick, I gave you the information about Sancho a little bit ago. Sancho is about to be moved on. He should be going to Juventus. You know what I mean? It will happen. It probably might be a loan. If Juventus doesn't get a sale for Chiesa, it's going to be a loan with an obligation to buy. So that's probably something you can be looking forward to. But at the end of the day, it would be freeing up a lot of funds in our current salary cap. So it would be a good deal either way, because we won't be paying his salaries on this loan deal. That's the interesting part that should be said by most. You know what I mean? Because I think Juventus will be hashing out their own arrangement with him, and he will be accepting a lower wage at Juventus in order to facilitate the move. You know what I'm saying, guys? So, the tweet was fake, but Euro is set on Madrid and Brantwaite is far too expensive, so many better alternatives such as De Ligt. Yeah, there's also Goncalo Ignacio J. You know what I mean? He's a very good option. This Kadioglu guy, he plays at center back as well. He plays right back, left back. That's a good defensive option. There's also some reports that we might be interested in Miguel Gutierrez from Girona for left back. He has a 30 million euro release clause, which is basically 20 million pounds. So it's something that there's a lot of interesting deals that could be done. There's other center back options, guys. There's, one of my favorite options would have been the youngster from Atalanta, but he had an injury right before the Euro tournament with Italy, and Giorgio Scalvini may not be able to complete a medical to move to Man United. Although it could be said that he might be fit coming in August, so it might be something that could happen late in the window. There's also some other defenders around Europe that we have been looking at. We have been looking at this guy, Janko. I think his name is Janko. I think he played for Slovakia in the tournament. He had a decent tournament playing at center back. Tall guy, 6'4", very physical, good on the ball. He has a good engine on him, and he would not be that expensive. So it might be an option that we might be seeing. And you guys have been talking about Hincapié, and there have been some reports coming up that Manchester United have been scouting at the Copa America. So we might be seeing some other news coming out soon. But as you know, the preseason starts next week. We'll be leaving for Rosenborg, so we should be getting in one or two signings in order to make the tour a little bit of a hype train as what it usually is. To be fair, you know what I mean. Big up, bro. Yeah, at Brantwaite's price, you can get two center backs with the same potential, the same kind of ability and quality. It would be much better. I think in this window we should be doing more potential and more quantity than actual top quality. Like when I say top quality, I mean we can't go and sign a Rodri in this window. That's going to be like 100 million. But if we could sign 2 or 3 guys that could become a Rodri for like 80 million for the 3 of them, that's the deal we should be doing, in my opinion. Because right now we need to fill the squad with players who suit the profile of the way we want to play going forward. That's the most important part of our football right now. We need to fill the squad with players, not just bring in first teamers. We need to bring guys in on the bench as well. It's been so many transfer windows where we've sold first teamers and we've brought in first teamers to replace them. But we have not put first teamers on the bench to be their competition. And this is what we want to do because clubs like Man City, clubs like Arsenal, clubs like Liverpool, this is what they have. Their options on the bench that come off the bench are almost as good as their first team players, if not in some occasions, just as good or better. So this is where we need to get to so that we can compete. If you look at the likes of Real Madrid, this is what they do. So this is where we need to get to. So we need to have a more average squad in terms of players who can compete with everyone for positions. It can be that we're going to take off a player and his substitution is a drop-off, if you understand what I'm saying, guys. That's the biggest problem so far for me. Bro. We all moved on from the topic, bro. Move on, bro. There's more. Let's talk about something more interesting, guys. I'm sorry if I triggered anyone talking about reporting that bit of news, guys, but it had to be reported in my opinion. I think it would have been remiss of me not to give you guys that information because it might ruin someone's day if that moves fall through and there's no way for him to go because I don't think United are set to cancel his contract. So the deal has to go through. You know what I mean? Whether it be to Marseille, to Lazio, or to Napoli. But more interesting news, guys. Another youngster who has been part of our under-18s team, who has, he has not been one of the key players, but he has been coming in as a supplementary substitute in a lot of the games this season. He's only 16 years old. Bendito Mantato, he has been performing really well, and Manchester United have just recently been able to, retain the wonder kid. He was amongst a group of academy players last week to sign scholarship terms, 100%. The deal includes a pre-agreement for Manato to sign a professional contract when he turns 17. The Manchester Evening News reported that Chelsea, Liverpool, Newcastle, and Brighton showed interest in signing Mantato, but he will continue in Manchester and is relishing the prospect of making progress at United. Despite the interest, though, Mantato has decided to remain at the club he joined at 9 years old. The youngster's experience as a left-back before pushing forward into a more advanced right-wing role for the under-18s last season has seen him garner comparisons to England international Bukayo Saka. And guys, let me tell you something. I'm not going to hype this kid, but he is very good. You know what I'm saying? A quick dribbler with a good end product in the opposition area. Mantato has an experience in the England setup as well, being capped at under 16s level. The young winger broke into United's under-18 in the latter stages of last season, scoring 6 goals and having 2 assists in 7 league appearances. 4 of his goals came in an unbelievable performance to secure a 5-2 win over Blackburn Rovers. An important fixture, Mantato's impact came in at the perfect time for Adam Lawrence's under-18s, putting them back on track to end the season with a treble after their first loss of the season came in March. 100%, guys. This guy, he has some juice. You know what I mean? Bendito is not the only Mantato at the club either. His younger brother JJ is also among the ranks at United. It is the older Mantato, though, who looks set to make waves in the upcoming season, having tied down his future to United. Don't be surprised to see him climbing through the age groups in quick succession. Guys, I was pretty proud to bring this report of this youngster to you guys. I've been watching him over the last season develop from a defender, right, into a right winger, and one of our best performers in the latter parts of the season every time he came on the pitch. And that 4-goal game that he had, wow. That's all I have to say. Guys, the clips are out there. Go check it out. You will be impressed as well. He came in at the right time. The team needed a spark, and he literally was that, guys. You know what I mean? And on to some more other interesting news about the under-18s. And I'm going to talk directly about some of the more important players who were key to the under-18s performance. Oh, I didn't even have the picture of Bendito on the screen just now, guys. My bad. I'll bring it back up just now. But let me talk about these guys right now for a quick second. Yeah, guys. I wasn't going to mention this, Mick, because I was thinking that we would be doing the M&M show maybe tomorrow and probably discuss it there. But, you always have your finger on the pulse. Big up to you, my brother. Big up, big up. You know what I mean? Bro, big up to you, Kevin Knights. Yeah, Bendito Matata. He's a very good player, Jarwick. He's very good. It's kind of hard to say his name, bro. Whoa, bro. Let's talk about these under 18s guys, because you know what, they deserved every bit of what's coming for them. They have performed really well last season after winning a treble. These youngsters have been given contracts, professional contracts with the first team. Jacob Devaney, Ashton Misson, and Tom Miles have all been tied down after impressive seasons with the under 18s, right? The three were all key players in Adam Lawrence's under 18 team who won the monumental treble. The three young players all took to social media to share their pride in their achievement. The son of former professional and most recently the manager of Barnsley, Jacob Devaney, is following in the footsteps of his father, Martin. We are also proud of you, Jacob, signing your first professional contract for Man United at 17. Look at this youngster, guys. He is very, very talented. A very physical player, has a very good engine on him, very good ability on the ball, and he's always there. He reads the game very well. This is what I could say about Jacob. He's a central midfielder by trade. Devaney was one of the unsung heroes of the under-18 squad as he created a formidable partnership with the captain, Finley McAllister. Enjoying on the defensive side of the game, Devaney mops up the play in midfield, but also displays a high level of composure on the ball. Also earning his under-21 debut last season, the young midfielder made 30 appearances across the age groups. Yet to be capped at international level, Devaney is eligible for England and Ireland. The speedy winger Ashton Misson, guys, this youngster, he is very quick. You know what I mean? He's got some quick feet as well. He has impressed with his never-ending engine up and down the pitch. Operating on both the right and the left wing, Misson scored 5 goals and created 2 assists in 26 appearances last season after returning from an injury-riddled 22-23. Despite being on a smaller side, Misson high energy sees him willing to pit himself against much larger defenders and often come out the better due to his quick and nimble feet, just like I said, guys. A play style which could be compared to former United player Dan James. Lastly, Tom Miles was first choice keeper for the under 18s for the majority of last season, with Eli Harrison pushing into the under 21s. An agile keeper, Miles stands out with his quick reflexes to get down quickly to stop shots while also being composed with the ball at his feet. On the shorter side for a keeper, Miles' biggest obstacle will be dealing with the physicality and the high balls as he stepped into senior football. This is the only worry with Miles, but guys, I can tell you right now that there might be some interesting developments as the youngster who has moved in to the Eli Harrison. I think he's probably going to be given some minutes in preseason, so you might be able to look out for him, and you might see a few good performances that might interest you guys. And for you guys, if you haven't seen it, this youngster is Benedito Mantato. You know what I mean? So I'm pretty sure you didn't expect him to look like this when you hear his name, but this is his name, Benedito Mantato, guys. And his younger brother JJ also is at Man United in the under 14s. Big up to you, Tommy Boyle. What's good, bro? I am well, man. I am well. Great to hear so much news about our youth players coming through this season. I know we need to sign players, but our academy is good. And you know, Tommy, as you're saying that, I did a video yesterday about some of the youngsters that will be moving with the first team as we go on preseason. Don't be shocked if you see Bendito as well as young Eli Harrison. It's going to be interesting because the likes of Dan Gore Jr. is returning to preseason training. He was injured last season in the back end while on loan, but he is back and he's in training. Also, the likes of Facundo Pelestri, when he comes off of the Copa America final, he's probably going to be, going on as well to his vacation, but then joining up with the team while in the USA. There's going to be other things happening, guys. Lisandro Martinez is also going to be in the final, so he will also be with Argentina, as well as Alejandro Garnacho. They will all have 2 weeks off after the tournament to rest and recuperate, and then they will be joining up with the squad in the final leg of proceedings right before we head back to the UK to play in the Charity Shield. It's going to be interesting, guys. There's a lot of young players coming through right now. There's more of them I'm going to be talking about tomorrow because you know what? They are so good. And it's been a long time since we had young players come through in a system that is the same exact system that we play in the first senior team. And that makes it easier for them to transition. Also, you know, guys, this might sound like a Ten Hag prop, but this guy plays the youth. We have already seen him spoken to Kobe when we played the Carabao Cup final. We've seen him after the FA Cup final talking to young Toby Collier. That's going to be an interesting development next season, guys. I'm telling you, look forward to him. He's been working very hard and is going to be showing his talent, and he's going to be there to put his mark on the first team when he gets the chance. What are you guys thinking? Richard, sorry to hear that Jarvis does his show on Monday and have a Q&A section. Just put the question and he will read it out. Not sure, Richard. No, Richard, I think Jarvis didn't notice your question. You know, sometimes you just put a Q in front of the when you type the question, Richard, next time, just put a Q in front of it, put a two space, hit the space bar twice, and then type your question. And he will be sure to highlight it because he usually looks for the Qs. Right? Some of the guys know to do it, but I don't think he's mentioned it previously. But you know what? You know, I will be there in the next show as well, so you will definitely, your questions will be answered, my brother. Sorry, I don't think Jarvis did it on purpose as well. You know, yeah, Brandito is very good, Jay. I think there's so many good youngsters, bro. Like Shea Lacey as well is a treat to watch. You know what I mean? This guy that Mick is talking about, Desiree Doué, I've been watching some of his comps. I watched back 2 of his games so far that he had last season. He's very interesting, a very physical youngster. He kind of reminds me of this guy that I've seen play at Dortmund a lot. But this guy's an English international. His name is, what is his name, bro? Jeremy Bino Gittins. Jeremy Bino Gittins kind of has a similar profile to Desiree Doué. You know what I mean? They're both, Desiree Doué is 19, but Jeremy is 21. You know, an England international as well. Both very devious, very good dribbling ability, very good pace. They're both above 6 feet. They have very good physical abilities, all the proper mechanics, and bags of talent. You know what I'm saying? So it might be interesting. Yeah, he's got the most Italian name ever. He's English, isn't he? Yes, he is. He's actually English. It's weird, right? Big up to you, legends, for coming in. I see I have a lot of you guys in here. Don't forget to smash those likes and subscribe if you're new. It helps the channel grow. Big up to you guys. What are your thoughts? Let's hear what you're thinking about these players. Yeah, Donny's off to Girona. I spoke about that earlier. You know, the interesting report is that, with the deal is 500K up front. And then, there's a possible £5 million deal if he plays somewhere in the region of 10 games. There's further performance-related bonuses that could rise up to 15 million euros. And we also have a sell-on clause with him. So if he has a really amazing season and is sold, we get a bit of that money as well. So the better he does, is the more money we get. If he plays in the Champions League consistently, we're definitely getting that 15 million purse. It's going to be very interesting, guys. So the Donny deal is also going to facilitate a bunch of other things. As you know, we are very much interested in Miguel Gutierrez. The scouting staff loves him. Ten Hag is said to be obsessed about him, and he has a 30 million euro release clause. Yamal last night, bro. My goodness. This youngster, that is a youngster that is making moves. You know what I mean? I think whoever is managing him is doing a very good job in keeping him grounded, keeping him focused, because you know what? He's 16. He still hasn't done his GCSEs yet, right? He still has to do his homework. He still has to study, and he's managing his time really well. His performances, I can only say, are very, very good. Because it's one of those things. He's only 16. You don't expect him to be the best player for 90 minutes, but you expect him in a game to be one of their biggest contributors and one of the best performers. And he has shown that at every game at the Euros. He's one of the best players on the field. He's one of the best performers. And he's one of the most consistent performers in the tournament thus far. It's really amazing. You know what I'm saying? It's really amazing. And our academy, and don't be surprised, we have some talent in our academy as well. I liken this guy to Shea Lacey. Well, a Shea Lacey to this guy. Maybe Shea hasn't gotten those opportunities that this guy has gotten yet, but Shea is going to be very good. Yeah, bro, it was a rock. That thing was a whopping rocket, bro. Like, I don't know what happened, but I can tell you guys this. Whatever Rabiot said, that was the reply. You know what I'm saying? I'm going to what? I'm having Euro, Calafiori, Mainu, Xavi Simmons, word sneak. Nah, bro, we can't afford the last two, bro. I heard that Yamal Amin has a half a billion release clause. You know, there's something like 200 or 300 million. Musiala has 100 million release clause for sure, bro. 100 for sure. But Calafiori, can you imagine? Euro, Calafiori, Mainu, Xavi Simmons, Words, Nico Williams. Those are some proper young talent coming up. The future is looking bright. We're going to see one of those. I'm betting one of those guys is going to emerge as a really world-class player, if not multiple of them, because they're all young. They're all showing very good energy, very good intensity, and they have good ability with the ball. That Russian forward was really good as well. Ibrahimov, right? I think it's Ibrahimov you're talking about, right? He plays for the under-16s. He's very good. But if you think he is good, his little brother is actually the phenom. That's what the Ibrahimov, there's four of them, right? I've only spoken about one. There's three more of them. And the younger one is, bro, he plays for the under 14s, and he is different. He's a different breed, bro. You know, he plays with Kai Rooney and them. That young Ibrahimov is also very good. He's a midfielder, though, I think. This one is a winger and a striker. Yeah, I think it's gonna happen, but guys, I think it's gonna happen sometime maybe next week or the week after. I think we're trying to make sure we secure these first three deals and then do the deal for Amrabat, because you know you don't want, you know, what they want to do is to try to get the best deal, the best prices for the deals over the line first before they add more, because you know clubs might be saying, hey, you spend this for this guy, give us more money. You know what I mean? Yeah, Amir Ibrahimov, bro, Amir. There are too many youngsters coming through, bro. What? There are too many youngsters. Yeah, the oldest brother, the other brother, he's older than Amir. He's a boxer, and he's very good. They said he's going to be one of the top in the fighting scene soon. Spanish dominance is coming back, possibly. Talent in football is getting exciting. So many talents around. We need to jump on them in the next few windows. I mean, the one problem I have with that is that we have a lot of it coming out of our academy as well. I think our future looks bright. I think there's a lot of talent, but we should put our talent against that talent. You know what I mean? I think a young Shea Lacey is going to be a different type of individual when he actually gets his chance. You know what I mean? There's also Ethan Wheatley, Ethan Williams, who's a both-footed winger, can play left wing, right wing, and left wing back as well. You know, there's a lot of talent coming through our academy. There's the twins, the Fletcher twins. You know, they got all the talent that Fletcher didn't have. I'm telling you guys. All the talent Fletcher had, they took it and they multiplied it by 2, and then they squared it because it's 2 of them. One is a very top defensive midfielder and deep lying playmaker, and the next one is an elite right winger, guys. I'm telling you, there's lots of talent. There's quite a few new young players coming through the academies now. Yeah, the Premier League is going to be spoiled for choice very soon. And it's not just from our academy. There's some other young players that we have been trying to bring to the club. There's a young player we just got in from another club called Philippe Maxès. And this youngster is very good. I have only seen a few bits from him as he came from another academy, but I will be paying close attention to him this season. So it's going to be very interesting. Guys, but you know, I can't stop smiling when I look at the young team that we have at Man United in this moment, and the possibilities that they might both hold for going forward. You know, it's going to be very interesting to see how they all develop and what is done about them. You know, I think we have the right structure at the moment that is going to probably do the best job at securing this talent and helping it develop to the best of their ability. So it's one of those things. And I could only get excited a little bit more about that because for the first time in a long time, we have had talent and we have had a structure that will probably maximize the talent that we have. You know what I mean? So let's bring on to our last bit of news because this one is going to be pretty interesting. And, of course, we know there are reports that Aaron Wan-Bissaka might be leaving. And, what I have been hearing is that, we definitely want to get a right wing back in to replace him. The problem is we want this guy. We want this guy, right, who is not talking to anyone until after the Euros. But there's such a short time frame in what's going to happen with this guy when his release clause expires because there's only 7 days valid for his release clause after the Euros, guys. So this is going to be this is why I think United is pushing to get the deal for Xerxes done, to get the deal for the lid done, to get the deal for Ugarte done, to get the deal for Lenioro done. Because if we could get those 4 deals done, then we can go in on this deal. Because he has a 35 million euro release clause. But we are not the only club who are going to be in for this guy. There is going to be a bidding war, guys. And this is my feeling that there's going to be a bidding war for him. Because, if not, it might just be that, a multiple of clubs trigger his release clause and he chooses which club he goes to. And hopefully he will choose Manchester United because you know what? We have made a great start to the summer market, making multiple inquiries with players across Europe. After the disastrous 8th place finish last season, we have seen the deficiencies in the first team and Etienne are doing work. You know what I mean? They're doing that business right now, guys. Defensively, United, we were poor and reinforcements to the back line is a must this summer. And at the top of the list is Bayern Leverkusen's Jeremy Frimpong. Has been linked with a move to Old Trafford for a long time, but the United will need to act fast in order to seal a comparatively cheaper deal for the Dutchman. As reported by Bild, Frimpong has a release clause on his contract that runs out a week after the conclusion of the European Championship. Leverkusen are therefore growing increasingly confident of keeping one of their star performers from last season, or spark a bidding war in the coming days. Frimpong's clause starts at a reported 40 million, which represents a decent value in the current market, given his age and ability and performances in the last few years. The 23-year-old has enjoyed an outstanding season with Xabi Alonso's men last term out, winning an historic domestic double whilst going to the entire campaign unbeaten. Frimpong is also on the verge of reaching the European Championships final as his first international tournament with the Netherlands. Only Gareth Southgate's England stand in the way of a date with Spain and the summit clash on Sunday. If his release clause isn't met, it's likely that they will be priced out of a move with Leverkusen then able to slap an unrealistic price tag on his head. Bill also states that the player dreams of Real, Liverpool, whom he had recently been in contact, Man City or Arsenal, but did not mention United. It would be a surprise to see United trigger the defender's release clause with multiple deals already in the pipeline in other areas of the pitch. Diego Dallo has emerged as an undisputed first choice for right back for Ten Hag, and despite Frimpong's talent, United are better served focusing on their attention elsewhere. But I don't know, guys. It might be interesting to see what happens with this deal because there's going to be some interesting moves happening. United is not being a slouch this summer window. I'm a bit annoyed at that, but in a way, I kind of annoyed at Hansen a little bit because I feel like he didn't have a little bit of patience, He has been one of the main players in the under 18s and the under 21s. But I know first team, slot chances haven't been there for him. But coming to the back end of the season, he probably would have gotten an opportunity. Sometimes I know a young player needs to get game time. They needs to be playing football, but at the same time, sometimes you have to have patience because not everybody chance comes at the same time. Some people come first, some people come after. Sometimes it's like Russian roulette, guys. You know what I mean? You just have to be focused and be patient. Yeah, Shaylisi needs to put. That's the same thing with Hanson Oren. He needed to put on some weight as well. You know what I mean? Yeah, but Jay, I don't think we keep an eye on Wan-Bissaka. He already agreed 2 deals already. One, he agreed with personal terms with, I think it's Galatasaray, and he also agreed personal terms with another club that yet to be reported, determined. To be fair, we are going to see just how good our homegrown talent is during preseason, and hopefully they make the first team afterwards. This year is going to be awesome. Yes, Angie, I agree with that statement 100%. I don't get the from height. He can defend. He's like Trent. I mean, yes, he is like Trent, but I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, Angie. I think they're just playing down the reports at the moment. You know, they gave us 2 weeks to confirm our deal with Amrabat, so I think they will probably trigger it on the last day. I think Amrabat will definitely come in, but I think we expect to see movement. You know, in the next week of a few players besides Donny van der Beek on the way out. So I think the moment those things happen, the Amrabat deal will be triggered. I also think that they're probably waiting a little bit to see what happens because I'm getting a feeling that they want to do something really dynamic now, you know, and they want to buy Ugarte, but I feel like they want to also buy Rabiot as well as Joao Neves as the what they call it, the marquee signing this summer. So it might be interesting to see how the club move in. I think they want to probably get all the players on board first, and then and then officially bid for everybody and sign everybody up in a rage, like boom, 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 boom. You know what I mean? Like all in one day, they sign all these players so that no clubs could talk amongst each other and say they want more money. Maybe something like that is happening. You know what I mean? The thing is with injuries, and I hope we don't, Diallo can move to left back and Avery is on it. Yeah, I know, but like I don't mind Aaron Wan-Bissaka staying, at the end of the day, guys, but Aaron Wan-Bissaka has already agreed terms with a club interested in signing him, so maybe he wants to move on as a player as well, you know what I mean? Yeah, Frimpong wants to be more of a winger, in my opinion, as well. Like, this is why I wanted Calafiori, guys, because Calafiori could play left back or right back as well. And he could even play centre back because, so, yeah, wanted this guy. We need to hijack that deal, but I think it's done already for Arsenal, you know what I mean? That sucks. Yeah, he's not really, and even had time to settle yet either. In and out team, playing out of position, which is, yeah, definitely keep for me 100%, bro. Dalot should move to left back anyway for his attacking strength, and he can cross and get a good shot if he inverts. 100%. It might be interesting to see where Dalot plays this season because, as you know, guys, we don't have a left back currently that's fit. Luke Shaw is not guaranteed to be fit because, he in the Euros, he just came back to fitness. What if he gets injured in the next game? You never know what could happen. You know what I mean? Berba, I never, bro. This is the first time I ever read a line where somebody dreams of Arsenal, bro. Like, I don't even know if that existed. That terminology existed, bro. Big up, 100%. What going on with you, Rob? What good? What's good? What's good? You wanna come and have your say? Hey, Rob, I'm about to close the show, but I have like 10 minutes if you wanna come in and have your say, broski. Let me know. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Look like the court is on. Bro, I'm not saying that anytime soon, bro, but I'm definitely telling you guys, if we could get a bunch of these players signed, like let me say we get the Ugarte deal, the Xerxes deal, we get Delit. Let me say we even wants to get Rabiot and maybe another defender. Let's say the Euro deal pushes through. We get those 5 signings in with the new structure, the new coaching staff that coming in, and the energy around Old Trafford with the returning players. I think we definitely will probably go 17 games unbeaten this season into Christmas, and people could fight me on that, but that's my belief. You know what I mean? Big up to you guys. Big up to Kenny Fan TV. What's good, my bro? What's good? Hope you're having a good one. Any news on our left back? Well, I was talking about that option besides the Turkish left back. Yeah, that guy, Ferdi Kadioglu. I spoke about him earlier. It might be interesting because there's also some interest from Arsenal as well. He's rumored to be 21 million euros value, could be rising to 25 million euros, but it might be interesting to see if we do the deal. I also would say to you guys, keep an eye out on Miguel Gutierrez, the scouting staff, as well as Eric Ten Hag are fancying this guy a lot. We are already, negotiating terms or have negotiated terms for Donny van der Beek's move to Girona. So it might be something interesting, that the clubs might have been talking about him. He has a 30 million euro release clause, and it might be an easier deal to do because they could just pay the release clause. He comes to United. You know what I mean? You don't have to negotiate much other than the player terms and contracts. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, Frimpong is more of a right winger, Kenny. So we're not really stressing it. You know what I mean? I being serious too, Richard. I think we could win the Europa League, bro. I don't see much teams being able to throw us off our game if we could get into a good run. Because it's like a league setting as well. It'll be consistent games, and I think United is always very good in these kind of cup competition style situations. And what I mean, at the end of the day, it's a new team, and a lot of players be wanting to impress, and especially some of the players who are already in the squad, they will be wanting to prove themselves because it's a different situation going on right now. With the new structure, the onus is on the players to perform, and the players have to perform. If they don't perform, it's going to be very interesting to see what happens to them come the winter window and next summer. So, guys, you can definitely see qualitative improvement in this team and performance. It have a different direction right now. And I'm not just saying that to hype anyone up. I'm saying that because I honestly think Ten Hag will improve. Players who come in that suit the profile and the way we want to play will improve the way we play. And some of the players who didn't have a good season last season will probably have a better season this season. I think we will definitely be scoring a lot of goals this season. When we get Joshua, we will hijack Arsenal. We are already shopping at Bologna. And this is what I've been thinking as well. But you never know what could happen. Hopefully these things happen quickly because I'm starting to get a bit nervous. But not nervous as in bad, but excited nervous, that kind of thing. I don't think anyone talks about Hato too much because it's quite a shot in the dark deal, to be fair. Hato is a good defender, a good player, not defender, but he's a good player in my opinion. I think he would. Dutchester United, bro. But it might be, yeah, Jorel Hato, but it might be interesting to see what's going on with him, Bro, why this name song in real familiar, bro? Yeah. I know this guy, bro. Anyway, this guy, bro, you never know. It might be interesting to see what happens with him. It might be an option that we might be doing at the back end of the window because if you look at how things stand, guys, Lindelof is probably going to be moving to Fenerbahce. There are some reports that, Harry Maguire might be in talks to probably see his way out as well. We already lost Rafael Varane, who has left the club. You know what I mean? So we definitely gonna have to get two centre backs. And if Harry Maguire also, if Lindelof leaves, then we definitely have to get a third one because we are always shy one centre back in any way. I think you need to have at least five. And besides Johnny Evans, in my honest opinion. So yeah. I mean, he's super young too, Danny B. So, he could stay there for another season. The only thing about Europa League is that you could be drawn with the same team twice and both away. Yeah. So we could get Tottenham twice and both games while at White Hart Lane. But, guys, if we have both games at White Hart Lane, we just beat Tottenham twice at White Hart Lane. You know what I mean? It's Tottenham. And I bet money we will smash them up this season because you know what? I just have a feeling Ten Hag got something in store for this Ange Postecoglou and it's high line. It's high line. The high line. It's been like what it's been like in Dortmund over the last 3 weeks, Mark. Have you had fun? Bro, I've been to a lot of the fan parks actually. I've been all about, I haven't just been at home. I went to Berlin for a game. I went to Munich for a game. I went to Frankfurt for a game. And I went to Gelsenkirchen. I've always been Gelsenkirchen and Dortmund. Schalke Stadium and Dortmund Stadium is like Schalke Stadium is a bit closer. It's like 15, 20 minutes from where I'm at, and Dortmund Stadium is like 35 minutes from where I'm at in a different direction. So I went to the Schalke game to watch Portugal. I went to the Dortmund game. the Dortmund Stadium to watch a game as well. I saw Italy play at the stadium in my home city, which is, the Fortuna Dusseldorf Stadium. So I went to see that game. It was pretty interesting. I'm being a huge Italian fan. It was pretty awesome. And guys, like, I'm enjoying the Euros because, like, this is my first Euros in Europe. So it was like a super amazing experience for me because I never thought I would see some of these teams play live. So for me, I was really, really excited. And of course, it's all about football in Germany during the Euros. So like I walking around there buzzing the entire time, you know what I mean? And I could walk with my Manchester United jersey if I feel like every day. I have different kits, so I could wear one every other day, and it's no problem, you know what I mean? Because it's football season basically in Germany. So that was pretty interesting. Big up to everyone joining, guys. This is coming to the end of the stream. I presented all the news that I could have presented to you guys that are on the market right now. I don't know if there might be any breaking news. Let me just double check. But if anything was to happen, I will be back on later on to bring an update. But definitely, guys, we will be there tonight covering the England game versus the Netherlands, right? Live on this channel. So if you guys have the time, come on, smash the likes. The links are already created. So if you want to go in and check it out yourself right now and leave early comments and smash some early likes, you can do that as well. It helps the channel grow. It pushes the channel to the next viewer, and it makes it really nice because we can grow the community. It's our community. We can come here and talk about whatever we want to talk about. Just stick to football, guys. You know what I mean? Keep it cool, and we can talk about anything because you know what? Everyone's point of view matters. Diversity is always the most amazing thing. Being dynamic means all views are welcome, and you could always agree to disagree, and it's okay. You know what I mean? We don't have to have the same views to be friends. We could have different views and still be good friends. Matter of fact, we're already friends because we're all United fans. You know what I mean? So we're all united already. We're just different. We have different ways, different cultures, or different views in some citizens. But we all have the same goal. Man United being the best club in the world. You know what I mean? So big up to everyone. Thank you so much to J United. Big up to you, Berber. Yeah, we were just 8 points off fourth last season. We could be anywhere between fourth and third next season, in my honest opinion, guys. Big up to you, Angie. Thank you so much for always being here. Thank you for modding so much, so well. Big up to you, Tommy Boyle. It's a pleasure to have you here, bro. Big up to you, Richard Hawkins. As usual, Danny B. Big up, my brother. Jay, hope you have a great one, my guy. Jar Wick, you're always here. Big up to you, broski. You know what I mean? I hope you have a great day. It's pretty nice weather here in Germany today for me. So I'm going to be going outside and enjoying some things right before I go to Deutsch course. Because, guys, I've been learning German and it's sehr schwerisch. But it's interesting. It's interesting, and it makes it fun. Big up to you, Kevin Knights. Big up to you, Kenny Fan TV. Big up to you, GB, my brother from another mother. What's good? Big up to you, Berber. I hope you have a great day, lad. Catch you guys on later. And I will be back with any breaking news. Never miss Rob. Hope you have a good day. And big up to you guys coming in. I will see you all later on. I hope you guys have a great time here. And come back and watch the game with us later so we can talk about England and maybe laugh at Southgate. Even if England wins, we can still laugh at Southgate. It's always a great thing to do, in my opinion. I think that guy deserves a lot of laughs. But you know what? It's going to be interesting. I think England might just win the game tonight. A lot of people might be thinking the Netherlands, and maybe the Netherlands have maybe given some better performances, but let's be honest, guys. Football is so weird, and England has such good quality in positions on the field that they could definitely win any game. Maybe the manager just has not found the right setup to get them all working right, but the England team is definitely a top team and one of the best teams that I've seen in a long time in terms of individual talent all over the field, guys. So it's going to be a great game tonight. I hope you're all here to join me, and I will catch you guys later. Thank you so much for joining me, and don't forget to smash those likes, hit the notification bell so you can see when we're live again. Big up to you, Kevin Knights. Catch you guys later. It's been your boy, Mark and MUFC fan, with the Man United views and updates, guys, in the middle of the morning. I'll see you guys later.